Hello everyone. Welcome to MonoVM's YouTube channel. In this video, I'll show you how to install a Counter-Strike 2 dedicated server on Ubuntu 24.04, install MetaMod, and configure RCON for remote administration. Let's get started. The first step is to log into the server. We need to connect with the root user via SSH. So enter this command in the terminal. The terminal will prompt you, "Are you sure you want to continue the connection?" Confirm it by typing yes. Enter your password. To begin, let's check the version of Ubuntu running on your system. This is important because specific steps may differ by version. You can do this by running the following command. Update Ubuntu's package list by running the following command. When prompted with the Configuring OpenSSH Server window, simply choose the option to keep the local version currently installed. This will avoid unnecessary changes to your SSH configuration. Next, in the Configuring Grub window, hit OK to confirm the default settings. When prompted for confirmation, choose Yes to proceed. Now install the required packages. These provide everything we'll need during the installation, including download tools, archive utilities, and a text editor. Next, create a dedicated Steam user. Running the server under a separate user account is the recommended approach for both security and organization. Once the user has been created, switch to the Steam account before continuing. To keep everything organized, create a directory for SteamCMD. Type in the following command. Now change into the SteamCMD directory. Download the latest SteamCMD package directly from Valve. After the download finishes, extract the archive. Now launch SteamCMD. Enter the following command. Inside SteamCMD, first set the installation directory for the dedicated server. Next, log in anonymously. Now download the latest Counter-Strike 2 dedicated server files and verify the installation. Depending on your internet connection, this step may take several minutes to complete. Once the installation is complete, exit SteamCMD. Some Linux installations require an additional Steam library path. Start by creating the required directory. Next, create a symbolic link so the dedicated server can locate the Steam client library correctly. Finally, verify that the symbolic link points to the correct location before moving on. Now navigate to the Counter-Strike 2 server directory. We'll now create a startup script. This script sets the required library path automatically every time the server starts, preventing library-related startup issues on some Linux systems. Paste the script shown on screen into the file. It exports the required library path, switches to the server directory, and starts the dedicated server with dust2 as the default map. Once you're done, save the file and exit the editor. Now make the script executable. Let's test the installation. Run the startup script and wait for the server to finish initializing. If the server console appears without any fatal errors, your installation was successful. Press Ctrl and C to stop the server before continuing. Return to the Steam user's home directory. Now download the latest MetaMod build. Always use the newest available build instead of an old hard-coded version number, since Counter-Strike 2 updates frequently and older builds may no longer be compatible. Once the download finishes, extract the archive directly into the game's installation directory. Open the gameinfo.gi configuration file. Locate the Search Paths section and replace it with the configuration shown on screen. This tells the game to load MetaMod before loading the rest of the game files. After making the changes, save the file and close the editor. Now start the server again using the startup script. During startup, keep an eye on the console. If you see the messages shown on screen, the server has connected to Steam successfully, Valve Unti-Cheat has initialized correctly, and the game coordinator connection has been established. Now let's configure Remote Console so you can manage the server remotely. Open the server configuration file. Add or update the settings shown on screen. Be sure to replace the example RCON password with a strong password of your own before making the server publicly accessible. The remaining options configure RCON security and a few basic server settings. There's one final change before we're done. Open the startup script again. Replace it with the updated version shown on screen. This version binds the server to your public IP address, specifies the server port, starts the default map, and automatically loads your server configuration every time the server launches. Save the file and close the editor. Restart the server using the updated startup script. Your Counter-Strike 2 dedicated server is now fully installed, MetaMod is loaded successfully, and RCON is configured and ready to use. Before we finish, here's one additional step that wasn't covered in the main installation process but is highly recommended for production servers. We'll configure the Counter-Strike 2 server to run as a systemd service. This allows the server to run in the background, automatically start after a reboot, and restart itself if it ever crashes. To begin, create a new systemd service file. Copy the service configuration shown on screen into the new file. This configuration tells systemd how to start the Counter-Strike 2 server, which user should run it, where the server is installed, and what to do if the server process exits unexpectedly. If you're following along, don't forget to replace the placeholder server IP address with your own public IP before saving the file. Once you're finished, save the file and close the editor. Now reload systemd so it detects the new service you've just created. Next, enable the service. This configures the server to start automatically whenever the operating system boots. If you'd like to verify that everything is working correctly, you can check the service status. If the service is active and running, then the configuration was successful. Now start the service. From this point on, the server is running as a background system service instead of being attached to your terminal session. At this point, you can safely close your SSH session without shutting down the server. Whenever the system reboots, the server will start automatically, and if the server process ever crashes, SteamCMD will restart it based on the restart policy we configured. For any public or production Counter-Strike 2 server, running it as a SteamCMD service is the recommended approach. That completes the tutorial. Thanks for watching. If you found this guide helpful, consider leaving a like and subscribing for more Counter-Strike 2 and Linux server tutorials.